It's a real honor to be here and join this distinguished panel to share Egypt's progress in advancing its integrated national financing strategy, which was launched in 2025 and stands as a real testament of Egypt's commitment to a comprehensive, coordinated and a forward-looking approach to financing for sustainable development. And as you have rightfully said, it's fully aligned with the national agenda, Egypt Vision 2030, as well as the global INFF framework. Now, moving forward after the launch of the strategy, it has been anchored in a whole of a government approach, where we have been working very diligently on strengthening coordination among different stakeholders in the economy as a whole, as well as creating structured avenues for the engagement with development partners and IFIs to support Egypt's financing priorities. As has been rightfully said, financing for development has two elements or two main keywords in it. It's finance and it's development. So central to the effort of this operationalization of the financing strategy was trying to find an institutional mechanism or a catalytic platform that would support the implementation of this strategy. And this was clearly succeeded in developing a financing for development working group, which has been established under the direction of the Egyptian presidency and formalized by a prime minister decree, including different ministries and national focal points, all related to the finance for development in Egypt. We have been working on putting a clear roadmap for this working group with key functions and strategic directions, with the overarching objective of ensuring the alignment between development and financial planning within policy frameworks to advance the sustainable development and inclusive development in Egypt. What was supportive to this was the legislative foundation through two very important laws that have been passed, which is the new planning law and the unified public finance law, acting, as I've said, as the legislative foundation for the operationalization and institutionalization of an integrated results-based planning, aligning financial flows with the targeted developmental outcomes and enhancing the coherence among development and financing planning. Moving from policy to practice, we have put the work plan of this working group as two distinct yet interconnected tasks. One of them is very much related to the sectoral working groups that are assisting as a technical office or something for the preparation of the midterm sustainable development plan of Egypt. These sectoral groups work closely to settle upon the developmental priorities in different sectors in Egypt. And of course, they are backed by exercises of the costing, the financial landscaping, and calculating the financing gap. And it was a very clear step in informing robust resource mobilization and guiding investments decision and allocation of resources where they are truly needed. Now, the second track is the financing development priorities gap. Now, out of the first track, we get the priorities that we need to work on, and here comes the main function of the Finance for Development Working Group in advising on mobilizing resources, allocating the resources needed to bridge the financing gap in each priority, identifying the appropriate modes of finance that fit for the different priorities, and work on improving the resource allocation. So the approach was aiming to ensure the efficient allocation of resources to where they are mostly needed. In doing so, it fosters the evidence-based and impact-driven financing that advances real sustainable and inclusive development outcomes, as I've said. Another track that we have been working on very closely and taking it very seriously is data. Now, we know that what cannot be measured cannot be impacted, and we had a problem not in the the availability of the data, but its precision, its unification of methodologies, how they truly reflect what's behind the numbers. It's not only about data statistics, but it's about the people behind the numbers. So we have been working on a monitoring sustainable development and reporting platform called Masdar. In Egypt, this means a trustworthy source of data. It's a G2G platform where it's automatically fed in with sustainable development data on all agendas, national, regional, and international, as well as localized data, because we've been working on different data sets on the local level, on the governorates level. So this is supposed to strengthen effective monitoring and reporting on sustainable development, which again is very important to achieve the targets of financing sustainable development. Now, following the high-level launch of the financing strategy and the context, of course, of the outcomes of the Sevilla commitments and the fourth international conference, there was a clear need to strengthen coordinated efforts and support of the UN system to the government, and to make sure that there is coherence, there is no duplication, and we can leverage on the collective technical support of the UN entities in Egypt. And here came the effort of the UN country team in setting a UN financing task force coordinated by the Residence Coordinator Office and technically led by UNDP, UNICEF, and ESCWA. This UN task force serves as a UN interagency coordination platform for financing for development in Egypt, again leveraging on the technical expertise, having such a repository with all initiatives and all support when it comes to the innovative instruments, the blended finance, the work on the country platforms, and so on, just having it in one place, and ensuring the coordination between this working group, the national one, the Financing for Development Working Group, as well as the Sustainable Finance Working Group led by the Ministry of Finance, and the Oversight Committee, which was advised by in the financing strategy that was launched. Now, as you've seen, as Egypt is working on this very important portfolio, we are targeting a coherent and integrated financing ecosystem, be it the strategic planning itself, the financing instruments that are put ahead, and the strong institutional coordination that we're trying to foster. The national momentum is further reinforced by a broader set of initiatives, the performance-based budgeting, the innovative financing tools, including sovereign, Panda, and green bonds, and so on, the debt swap programs that Egypt is working on very diligently, as well as you have said, the country-owned platforms, which is a very good modality when we're talking about mobilizing climate finance and private investment. Of course, all these efforts are fully aligned with the renewed global financing development framework, the Sevilla commitment, and underscored the central role of such financing frameworks and country-led platforms in closing the developmental gap. Egypt is working on two of the SPAs, the Sevilla Platform for Action initiatives, and there was the launch of the Borrowers Platform last week in the spring meetings, and Egypt is taking a big role in that. Now, to end the word, maybe if I can just reflect on the challenge. What challenge are we facing? I would say that the problem is the disconnect, or sometimes it's a bit difficult to capture from where the problem comes. Is it from the financial allocations itself? Is it in the way the resources are allocated to our priorities? So being able to measure real impact that advances development, which is the ultimate role of what we're doing here. It's not finance in its own, in mobilizing resources, but it's about an opportunity to improve the lives of our citizens. So how would I really be able to quantify where the successes are and where the drawbacks are? Is it coming from allocations? Is it coming from the mobilization of the resources themselves? Is it in the way we are steering the whole process, or what? So I guess this is what's missing, and we hope to work on in the coming phase. Thank you so much.